Hey everybody, Dr. Jimmy Sanderson here, and welcome to JRL 432, where we're going to be talking about social media strategy, which is a very enjoyable topic for me. It's something I actually do for a living. I have my own consulting company where I work with organizations in helping them develop social media strategy and execute social media strategy. Prior to that, I was in higher education as a professor, where I did research in social media and sports communication primarily. Worked during that time, I did some freelance work with sports organizations and organizations outside of sport in terms of things like social media strategy, social media policy, and social media training. So I just really love the area. It's very relevant to so many of our lives, and particularly for organizations. So if you think about organizations like Starbucks, like Southwest Airlines, or they are very active and very engaged on social media because that's where their customers and that's where their audience is. So, I'm of the belief that organizations who are active in interacting with audiences on social media have a much better return on their social media strategy than organizations who just kind of put out information but never talk back. So one way you might want to look at that is social media as two-way communication versus just one-way communication. And so the more organizations then engage in two-way communication, the better off, at least in my opinion, they are. Um, we'll also, throughout the course, we'll look at how organizations then design and execute strategy. So what makes a good social media strategy? What kind of content should you put out that is going to resonate with the people you're trying to reach or the audience that you're trying to reach? And one thing I'll just say now, but we'll definitely talk about a lot as we go through the course, is the more that organizations focus on relational type content or content that's going to generate an emotional connection rather than just a sales oriented pitch, that content tends to produce much better results. So think about, how much of your junk mail do you look at? How many commercials do you watch? Right? Not probably a lot. And so organizations who just bombard audiences with sales-oriented content, they don't see a very good return because people don't want that. You have to think about, when someone goes on Facebook or someone goes on Snapchat or someone goes on Instagram, what kind of content are they looking for when they do that? And as an organization, you then need to put out that kind of content. So really excited to just talk about different kinds of things that go into strategy for the different platforms. We'll also kind of your culminating project in this course will be to evaluate the social media plan of an organization by just looking at what they're putting out on social media and evaluating what's working and what isn't, what should they do better. And that's one thing you want to keep in mind as well, that for social media to be really effective, it does need to be kind of guided by a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, how do you know what strategy you want to use and what kind of things you want to do? So that plan or that baseline document is really going to shape your strategy and shape then what you put out on social media. So definitely looking forward to our time together this summer. Please feel free to reach out or use the discussion forum if you have any questions, and I look forward to our conversations in the class. Thanks.